Welcome back to PIX and Politics, everybody. It took until December, but Jersey City residents now know who will be their next mayor. Councilman James Solomon earning close to 70% of the vote in the runoff election this week. And just like another recently elected mayor, Solomon zeroed in on plans for affordability. That is the key word. Now, Jersey City looks for him to accomplish those goals. And the mayor-elect Solomon is joining me now. So great to see you, and congratulations, Mr. Solomon. Thanks for being here on PIX and Politics, your first time as mayor-elect.
Dan, thank you for having me. Excited to be here.
I'm sure that has a nice ring to it, right? So first off, take me back to election night, right? And how you felt going into it and where things ended with you having more than double the amount of your opponent, James McGreevey.
Yeah, I was confident going in, but I've always operated with the motto that you either run unopposed or you run scared. So our campaign ran as if we were losing. We were out, until the very bitter end, talking to voters until 7:59 on election night, and then obviously the results were genuinely humbling. So grateful to have the support of nearly 70% of the voters. Do believe that it's a real mandate, for progressive change with a mayoral administration and full council. In Jersey City, our whole council was elected at the same time, and a full council that is focused each and every day on making Jersey City more affordable.
Yeah, we'll say one thing. While you did have 70%, you got to do something about turnout, voter turnout in Jersey City, and getting the numbers up overall. I mean, it's a runoff, so I know, and there was a weather factor as well. But let's talk about just some of your plans immediately that you can take. Affordability was a big part of your campaign from the moment you announced till now. What can you do on day one to kind of immediately take action on the affordability agenda?
Yeah, a couple immediate actions. First, they introduce a package of legislation to strengthen tenant protections to keep tenants in their homes. Start a process of going door to door to sign up seniors for a state senior property tax freeze to keep those seniors in their homes. And then, I think really revamp the landlord tenant office. And then moving forward after that, we're going to work on mandating affordable housing in all large new developments in Jersey City.
Yeah, and you vowed to take on the developers as part of that, right? Because
100%.
Jersey City is expanding upwards, more and more high-rises going up in the area. So how do you take on the developer? Obviously, more buildings are going to go up. Is it just making sure that what you campaigned on, that some of those buildings have these affordable housing units that are subsidized by higher-paying rent payers?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, we are going to pass a law that says that those large new developments must have affordable housing. And our view with the developers is we want you to build for the broader community. And if you're doing that, great. We want you here in Jersey City. But we cannot have the luxury-only development model that unfortunately didn't work to make Jersey City more affordable. So for us, that is issue number one. I think developers are going to keep building because it's still profitable for them to build. We are going to work with them, but we are going to set, I think, a very clear expectation of what we expect.
So you said it's going to be a law. So just curious, because a lot of developers might say, sure, we'll do it, and then they don't. And they don't follow through, or they only do it for a certain amount of time. What's the penalty? Because then the building will already be there.
Well, I think first is you can't build the building if you don't sign an agreement with the city, an affordable housing basically contract. And if they violate the terms of the contract, there are penalties written in, but those penalties are severe, and they provide a real disincentive for a developer to not provide the affordable housing that will be legally mandated.
Yeah, okay, that's because your opponent also, and I did ask you this in the debate a couple of times too, about how do you ensure the developer actually follows through on it? Because it sounds great in theory, but will they follow through? But thank you for clarifying that.
Right.
Governor-elect Mikey Sherrill congratulated you on your win. So what is your current relationship with her? Have you spoken to her since your win?
We exchanged calls, but we didn't end up talking to each other, but we were talking to each other before the race, and I was gracious that she called on election night and very grateful for her kind words. For me, we both focused on affordability. So I think there's a clear avenue for the two of us to work together, ensuring that we're building more affordable homes, that we're passing the state tax credit programs that enable more affordable housing to be built in Jersey City, and then transit. We must have better and more investments in mass transit. Port Authority is investing in more service, which is good, but we need similar investments in the light rail and the buses system, and then the turnpike expansion. I think she and I probably have somewhat different views on this, but for us, it's a generational mistake to expand the turnpike within Jersey City. So we're going to meet with the governor-elect and really outline for us why we think that's a major mistake, and I hope to get her and the Turnpike Authority to rethink their current approach.
If they don't, you had mentioned in the debate this idea of maybe tolling people as they come into Jersey City. Is that something you can do, or you need her to do?
Fortunately, we would need the full state legislature to pass a law and be approved by the governor, but we would look at all tools in our toolbox that we can do without anyone's approval, as well as pushing for what we think is the best policy approach.
Yeah.
And again, just so for the viewers at home, what's being proposed is an expansion of the turnpike to 4 lanes all the way to the Holland Tunnel, but the Holland Tunnel remains 2 lanes.
Right.
So you're just adding more volume into the same narrow bottleneck, and those cars are going to end up on our streets, increasing pollution and congestion, which is already quite bad as cars travel into the Holland Tunnel.
You talk a lot about parallels, and you talked about it in my past interview with you about your similarities to the mayor-elect of New York City, Zohran Mamdani, mainly on the emphasis of affordability, right? You both faced off against former governors. You both won. So have you spoken to Mayor-elect Mamdani?
I have not spoken with the mayor-elect, although I very much look forward to sitting with him and having our shared vision for affordable sister cities, if you will, next to each other. We in Jersey City claim, that we are the world's greatest city, although I know he's going to disagree.
Do you have plans to actually sit down and talk to him?
We are reaching out to his team, but it is very much something I want to do. And his team has said that they want to do it as well.
All right, keep us posted on that. I want to talk about a really key component that we didn't spend a lot of time talking about in the campaign, and that is policing. It didn't get a lot of attention in our debate, unfortunately, because we were out of time. But you do want to hire 100 new officers. You want to create the Civilian Complaint Review Board, similar to what New York City has. What would you say is the biggest crime issue right now in Jersey City, and will the 100 officers be able to address that?
Yeah, it's a great question. So thankfully in Jersey City, our homicide rate is decreasing. But for me, public safety always starts with reducing gun violence. Even if gun violence has reduced, year after year, any neighborhood in which guns are being fired on a regular basis, people are going to feel unsafe. It is going to induce in trauma. So for me, the number one thing is you've got to address gun violence first and foremost. And, we have, 50 to 60 shootings last year in Jersey City, which compared to most big cities is a low number, but it's still, the approach of the mayor has to be, I'm going to do everything I can to drive it to zero. So for me, that is approach number one. More officers help. We get more officers on the beat, on patrol, visible in neighborhoods, making criminals feel, that they can be caught and they can be punished. So that's issue number one. But then you also have to ensure that there is trust between the officers and the community. That's where a Civilian Complaint Review Board comes in. It's not a perfect solution, but it does create independent review and transparency, which does not exist in New Jersey today when there are allegations of police misconduct. And last but not least, broader investments in the community. Okay. You have to create opportunities for young people so you have that long-term vision of how to reduce violence as well.
I just asked the outgoing Speaker of the City Council to grade the mayor. How would you grade the outgoing mayor of Jersey City?
Yeah, I think like a B-, right? I think, there are things that Mayor Philip has done very well. We have the Bayfront project, a transformative project on the west side. Things in the city can be much more effective, but, we just had a credit downgrading yesterday. And given all the development in the city for our city's finances to be going the wrong way, I think is not good. Okay,
Mayor-elect James Solomon, first of many conversations. Come on back soon. Would you say your favorite pizza place is Raza?
Raza's incredible. Pizza Masters in the Heights is I gotta give a shout out to the Heights too, but you can't go wrong with Raza.
There you go. All right, Mayor-elect James Solomon, great to see you.
Thank you, Dan, for having me. I
appreciate it. Okay.